Hi, my name's Harsahej, and I'm an 18-year-old tech nerd based out of Toronto, and also the founder of CodeSpire, which is a nonprofit delivering tech education to underprivileged youth all around the world. For this challenge with benchsci and the Knowledge Society, we focused on the onboarding experience, and my other team members are Vinaya, Priyal, Adam, and Anne. And we focused on this problem specifically because 50% of benchsci's time spent on onboarding is unnecessary. Countless of others, just like Shahar, believe that right now the onboarding onto new tools is super clunky and time consuming. If they could onboard without relying on a senior employee, they think it would be much better. We've listened to the voices of countless employees at benchsci, and we've come to realize that currently onboarding onto accounts is overwhelming and a lengthy 12-hour process that gets started with a debrief call with senior employees. The new recruits are completely reliant on their senior employees' memory of what the previous meetings between accounts were like, what that culture looks like, and what previous strategies were used. And that can take over 3 hours since each new recruit in the accounts teams are typically responsible for 2 to 4 accounts. And after they gather all that context by memory, since it's by memory, they then have to gather some more concrete context from the Google Drive information. And that can take over 6 hours because each account has an individual Google Drive with hundreds of documents packed with information. So just imagine you're taking care of 4 accounts and you have to go through 400 docs of information that are packed word to word to word. And then, of course, since you went through all of that information, we need to consolidate and calibrate to make sure we all have the same understanding of that account. And so you ask questions, you make sure you have a good understanding, to finally then lead that call with the account to finish off the onboarding experience. Now, when you look at these 4 steps, there's kind of an elephant in the room. There's a 6-hour-long step because a crowded Google Drive complicates information access for new hires on customer success teams. 6 hours is a long time, and it kind of feels like you're hunting for a needle in a haystack. And this creates this feeling of crippling chaos at benchsci when onboarding onto new accounts, specifically in the customer success teams. Because disregarded onboarding breeds an overwhelming feeling, leaving a staggering 81% of employees drowning in confusion. And this results in wasted time and lost talent. Not only that, a neglected onboarding forces workers to navigate a maze of scattered information, just like in this Google Drive, leaving an alarming 72% fearing asking questions. And this stifles innovation. So it doesn't matter if you have this third step to consolidate and ask questions when employees fear asking questions in the first place. They're kind of expected to understand these hundreds of docs of information. And if they ask a question, it kind of creates this feeling that they didn't understand the information and they fear being criticized and judged for doing that. And that's exactly why we're introducing benchsidekick. We're driving a self-sufficient onboarding experience with artificial intelligence by introducing a cohesive solution that will redefine the current means of benchside's onboarding process by offering employees the seamless experience that they've come to expect. This modernized approach ensures that employees no longer embark on this onboarding journey alone. Essentially, what benchsidekick is it's an AI-powered framework that enables seamless interaction with the entire Google Drive. Unlike traditional isolated document interactions, users actually gain the ability to engage comprehensively with their collection of documents to get questions answered in real time. As you can tell in this demo, all employees have to do is copy paste that share link, which I'm sure they're really used to doing, and put it into benchsidekick, and they can immediately start chatting with the interface, asking any questions they have and getting any insights generated. So employees are no longer fighting and finding that needle in the haystack. benchsidekick does that needle finding for them. But introducing another onboarding tool doesn't really make sense if they have to onboard onto that tool as well. So that's exactly why benchsidekick's user experience is designed like a built-in tutorial, constantly guiding employees through the process. We do this through one main feature, which is prompt suggesting and real-time interaction. So essentially, as soon as you put that Google Share link in, benchsidekick immediately analyzes the Google Drive to customize any potential prompts or questions that they can ask benchsidekick to immediately kickstart that self-learning process. We're specifically optimized currently for onboarding experience at customer success teams, but there are options to switch over to the settings of other teams like engineering, science, or marketing, because obviously the onboarding experience in customer success is not the same as onboarding onto GitHub repositories and code stacks. Now, onboarding onto accounts is a simple and personalized 6-hour process that gets started with immediately understanding the account with benchsidekick. So rather than getting all that context from memory with the senior employees, they can understand that context by themselves because they can ask those questions without having that fear of judgment. Because now they're confident in that information, they can then have that calibration call with senior employees. So rather than it being solely consolidation where you're just asking questions rapid fire, it's more like calibration. Like, here are my understandings. What are your understandings? Let's see where those holes are and make sure those are fixed so that now I can confidently lead that call with the account. And now this time has been shortened to 6 hours. But not only are we saving 6 hours, benchsci will actually save an average of 9 hours per account's onboarding because we're saving 6 hours from the new employee side, but also 3 hours from the senior employee side that have to make time in their day-to-day tasks to onboard those new employees. There have actually been previous attempts at tackling this kind of an issue. benchsci uses a platform called Guru, but it doesn't really synthesize knowledge from sources and summarize notes that could lead to a more productive onboarding. benchsidekick, on the other hand, offers a more comprehensive solution that provides more value and a better alternative through 3 key features. benchsidekick is updated in real time, so you don't have to keep updating it manually every time a new document is added. And like I told you guys, there's more than 100 documents in each of those Google Drives, so that'll be a pretty taxing task. Second, benchsidekick is optimized for onboarding. Like I mentioned before, we have a built-in tutorial system, unlike Guru, where you have to actually watch tutorials and understand how Guru works before you can understand how onboarding works. And lastly, benchsidekick offers minimized privacy concerns since we're integrated directly within Google Drive rather than outsourcing to a third-party app like Guru, which will have all of that data stored within its databases. And I forgot to mention one, but last but not least, Guru also costs $10 per user per month. But the total cost of operating benchsidekick is only $0.0215 per employee. And benchsidekick saves benchsci an average of over $120,000 annually. But finances aren't the only return on investment. benchsci employees really want this. Filling the onboarding hole is something each of these employees on the screen and many more want. Because as a result of implementing benchsidekick, employee satisfaction will increase by 38.5%, and benchsci's go-to-market stream specifically will be 20% more productive. But we don't want to stop just at the go-to-market stream. In the future, we hope to expand to different teams like engineering, marketing, and science so that we can encompass the whole company's onboarding experience. One feature that we boast in benchsidekick is also sourcing insights. But rather than just compiling information and providing summaries, in the future, we also hope to source those insights back to specific documents so that they can read for more further information if they're interested. And one further feature that we're actually super excited of implementing is synced highlighting, which essentially, if a new recruit is going through information and they find something super confusing, they can highlight that and that immediately pings senior employees so no stone is left unturned.
And just so you know, we have 1 more minute left.
So now let's take that previously wasted time and channel it into reimagining research at benchsci. Let's superpower productivity at benchsci with benchsidekick. Thank you.
Well, you crushed it. All right. Very good. Excellent. So we'll hold our questions for the judges right now. We'll ask for the next team to get prepared. What a great job in presenting, and we will start the timer as soon as your team's ready. Great job.